Hello and welcome to the first episode of a new series here on the channel where we are going to be diving back into Anbennar, and this time we are going to be playing as the nation of Busilar. Busilar is located on the southern portion of the continent of Canor, right in between the Divan Hall and the entrance out into the sea, which makes us in a prime spot for making a lot of money from trade and also from future colonial endeavors, which is what our mission tree will have us go and explore, in addition to also going and trying to take land from the Empire. Busilar is a pretty cool nation. I've been wanting to play him for a while, so I am excited to start this and dive on in. So we start off, well, first of all, let's take a look at this pop-up, the House of Silnara. I will summarize this for you in a little bit more backstory, is that we are one of these silver families. So when the elves came over from Aelintir, they had some children with some humans over here. So we are technically of elven descent, but mostly human. We're not even fully half-elves anymore, but some people still consider us half-elves. But if you look at like the actual culture of our rulers, we are simply Busilari, which is just human. So we have elven descent, but what it really means is that we have a higher chance of getting access to mage rulers, which are very, very powerful. Now, right now, we don't have one, and our heir is not one either, but our bloodline does mean that we have a higher chance to get one. So that is pretty good, and we just gained 10 prestige from being a Silnara family. Our starting ruler is a 2-3-0. He's a zealot, loose lips, naive enthusiast. He is very, very old. We're going to hope he dies very soon. We're not going to advocate. It's not worth it. He's old enough to where he should just die. We're going to focus Mill because both he and his son, Arden Silnara, at 461, are bad at military, and we need some military points, without a doubt. We are human administration and military, so 5% morale of armies and navies, minus 2.5% all power cost. We start off on Tech 3. Our national ideas, we have plus 10% global trade power, plus 1 land leader maneuver, minus 10% fort maintenance, plus 20% fort defense, plus 5 discipline, plus 10% morale of navies, plus 10% national sailors, plus 1 colonist, plus 10% heavy ship combat ability, plus 10% galley combat ability, minus 10% land attrition and naval attrition, plus 2% missionary strength, plus 100% rectorate influence from verticals, and minus 1% prestige decay. Now, if you're a little confused what the last one is, that has to do with the rebellion religion. So verticals are like cardinals in the base game. So we get more influence, more papal points, essentially, for having those. Now, that doesn't spawn until 1650, so that is quite a ways away. We'll see if we even get to that point in the game. We might have already become a hegemonic power by then, and we're kind of done with the run, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, we are the Regent Court religion, which means we have plus 1 tolerance of heretics, plus 2 tolerance of heathens, and we can choose a deity here to start off. Now, I always like going Castellos. I think Castellos is probably always, almost always, a really, really good choice. You get legitimacy, you get monthly admin power. This is especially good for republics because that's Republican tradition. The Dame is good once you unlock your first idea group. 10% idea cost is nothing to turn your nose up at. That is a really good amount. And protection efficiency is pretty good. But we are going to start off with Aura, and that gives us 10% trade efficiency and 10% national tax. And the reason that I'm going to start out here is because we make a lot of money from trade and tax compared to a lot of other starting nations, because we are in the Eberthil trade node, which is one of the best trade nodes in the game. Not as good as Dane's Head, Ambit Cost, or even the Bay of Wines, but we can bring in a lot of trade value from Bulwar and Northern Sarhal. So we're going to be wanting to try and do that. And since we're going to go colonial, we can bring in a lot of the trade from Southern Aelintir, which I think is where we're supposed to focus, into the Eberthil trade node. So that's where our goal is to kind of monopolize this, maybe move into Ambit Cost a little bit to try and, keep off these people stealing our rightful trade. But we will see. But for right now, we're going to make a little bit more money. Oh, nope, not Minara. Not yet. Eventually, but not yet. All right, rivals don't really matter right at this exact moment. Let's deal with our estates real quick. We're going to go monthly admin points and oversight by the clergy and religious diplomats, monthly mill power, right of council, and supremacy over the crown. The merchant guilds are going to get free enterprise. We are going to sell, seize, and we're going to give the magisters patronage of the magical arts. That makes the mages more loyal and more influential. You want your mages to be somewhat influential, maybe not totally loyal all the time, because their loyalty leads to increased tech cost. So you got to make sure that you are keeping an eye on that. And then adventurers, eventually we need to give generous quest rewards, but at the beginning, it's not as important. Beautiful. So that gives us a lot of money. And what are we going to do with this money, you may ask? Well, we are going to build boats. Big boats. Heavy boats, in fact. Because our early game objective is to beat Eberthil. That's the goal. If we can take the island of Eberthil, it's going to make our campaign much, much, much easier for us. Way easier. Not only do they have a gold mine that we can snag here, but that will grab us another center of trade and open up expansion opportunities into Sarhal, which means that we can pull a Con trade, and we can get the rest of the Everthil node, and then we can start trying to make our way into the Mother Sorrow by defeating Katarata, trade company, all of this, and pulling all the value up into Everthil. And we're going to be doing the same kind of thing to get over to Bulwark proper, but that's a later problem. Later problem for us, but we're going to build heavies right now because Everthil is very good with ships. They start off with 20% morale in navies, so we're going to have to make sure that we can really hit them hard. And then we'll most likely ally Vern, who is no pushover themselves, +2 land leader shock from all of their generals, just at the very start. Vern is very scared. They also start off with a 655, so they will not fall behind in tech. But they are not our first target. No, our first target is going to be the Hill Gnolls. Now, the Hill Gnolls may be tech 2, and they may be behind on it, but that does not matter. The Hill Gnolls are not going to be an easy war for us to accomplish. The reason being, number 1, they have a 5551 general that they start with, so they can punch well above their weight with that kind of a general. Number 2, they will ally Viacok, most likely. I don't know if I've ever seen them not do it, unless you're a player, because you can't see Viacok as the Hill Gnolls, but the AI doesn't actually have the Terra Incognita, so they can ally, but we cannot. Now, this opening does require us to just kind of accept that we're probably going to get raided on our coasts at least one time, which kind of sucks. There are a lot of people around us that can raid. The Hill Gnolls can raid, Viacok can raid, Bertuk can raid, Nathalair can raid, Drillicand can raid, Tluk, if they get a coastline, can raid. It's very, very bad, so we have to try and eliminate all of these threats and or build buildings to stop raiding or use ships to stop raiding. But I think it's much easier if we just simply take them out before they can raid us. All right, let's go ahead and figure out our allies. Now, our mission tree does have us go up into Sagamber first, so I don't think we want to ally them. I'm thinking Arnanen, Pearl's Edge, and Westham are a pretty good group of allies for us to have. Arnanen will help distract anybody up here temporarily when we move in. Pearl's Edge has Navy, Westham has Navy. We need allies with Navy in the early game. Plus, they probably hate Vern, I would assume. Pearl's Edge does, at the very least. So that means that Pearl's Edge will most definitely want to join a war against them at some point. So let's go ahead and ally Pearl's Edge first. We'll go ahead and get up to speed 4 here. Let's go ahead and hire some advisors as well. We have Yearly Prestige, we have Spy Network Construction, and we have National Manpower. All right, that's not great, but we'll take it. We also need to take a look at our merc companies. So we need someone with good shock pips. That's a 244. Can I get anything with a 5 maybe? 5 or a 6? No, not looking like it. Okay, well, then we're going to go with something else. So these are Moon Spears. These are elves. You can tell because they have the minus 50% reinforced speed. They're from Moonhaven. So we could do that. No, we want Blade Dancers. Well, those are also elves. Those are from Ibavar. They take 20% less shock damage, but minus 50% reinforced speed. Both are good. Both are definitely good. Or we can go for Dwarven Cartel Mercenaries, which have 2 siege pips. They take 30% less shock damage received, and they also have that slower reinforcement time. They are a little bit more expensive, but I think minus 30% and then a 4-2 is probably worth that cost. Then let's go ahead and build 2 more infantry because we will need to. Now, our start in this war is very simple. We need to make sure that, what's their name? Viacok cannot land. Because they will try and land on us, and if they get over here, that's going to complicate our lives significantly. I would like to avoid that. I'm also going to ally Nathalair, which I know seems weird because I just said that they're going to raid us, but if I ally them, they won't raid me. So that solves the problem for now. Short-term solution. Short-term solution. Yep, see, there he is, the 5551. Young general, too, so he's not just going to die randomly. The odds of that are very low, I should say. So we can have generals as rulers, or rulers as generals. We're going to make our ruler into a general to hope he dies faster, because we do not like him. There's the ally to Viacok. We're not going to accept these royal marriages yet. We are going to rival Viacok here. We're going to rival Vern? No. We're going to rival Eberthil. And we're going to hold on to our other rival slot for now. The 10th Pantheonic Council. There are rituals and forms associated with the Pantheonic Council laid down in the centuries since the worship of the Regent Court was first codified. There must be a gathering of every deity's high priest. There must be at least 7 days of discussion, a further 7 days of debate. There are required rites of thanksgiving, of divination, of worship. None of those rules were followed in the so-called 10th Pantheonic Council. It was a conclave of unruly adventurer clerics, many barely literate in the teachings of their deity, led by the previously unknown Dominic of Gallows Peak. It is less a discussion than wild speculation. Corin was not slain in truth, but instead moved beyond cursed Agrados' heresy and ascended to take that fallen god's place in the court. Or perhaps it less a proclamation than a wildfire. These beliefs grew fast among Ascani adventurers, followed them back to their homes across Canor, and there spread like a spark in dry kindling. Markin I has well noted the growing faith in her ascension, and it seems today the temples themselves have issued statements agreeing to this status. They note further discussion is necessary about her relationship to Agrados and his failings, but they shall not stand before the tide. Let it be proclaimed across Busilar, so all may learn that Corin has joined the Regent Court as goddess of war, bravery, and heroism. A newcomer to the court. Or we can choose to take up the sword and shield and gain 5% royal armies plus 1 linear shock, but we're not interested in that at the moment. So, for those of you that might not know, Corin died up here 1 day before the game begins to stop the Green Tide, which is an invasion of orcs from the mountains in the Serpent Spine. So she is dead, and now it is a land filled with adventurers and orcs, and they're vying for control, and it is none of our concern. I do not care what's happening up there right now. We are so focused down here. They can do whatever they want up there. They have a great old time in Eskin. Not my problem. Not my problem. All right, let's move our navy into position here. And we are going to immediately go to war. So, anti-monstrous, we get war score from battles. We could co-belligerize Viacok, but we're not going to be able to take anything from him, so it doesn't matter. We're going here first, because this is a port. And that means that if Viacok lands here, they can just land their troops without having to actually, land. They can just walk in. We don't want that. Now, we know that the Hill Gnolls have their guys right here, and I think we're just going to attack into the mountains, which is a bit risky. Ooh, they're feeling confident attacking us. Now, Gnolls have minus 10% ship durability, so they should start to collapse faster than we will. Is it worth losing the Great Gift, though? Probably not. But we're going to keep going. Okay, they disengage. That's good. And there we go. That's a stack wipe on the Hill Gnolls. Go ahead and get to sieging stuff down. They do have a mountain fort here that we have to get through. A little unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right. And are we still winning here? We are. We're over here. And we have another ship that's going to go down to transport. But I feel like we're going to beat them, so we should stay in this. Like, we're kind of destroying them. I could have hired an admiral that might have gone a little better, but... yeah, we lost 1 transport. They lost 4 light ships. That's definitely a worthy trade. That's definitely a worthy trade. All right, let's go ahead and make sure they are repairing. And then we'll move these mercs over to here. You guys can... yeah, I guess you can go loot here, but then we're going to go and walk off. Elven Minister. So we can get a cheaper skill 1 diplomat or artist, or a moderate tolerance increase of elves. We already have elves as a coexisting pop. I'm going to go ahead and recruit the elf here, because that is pretty good. It seems that they are half-price advisors are always appreciated. All right, let's leave 2 troops behind. You should have this looted pretty much already, I would assume. Yeah, we'll put our general leader in charge here. No, not yet. What's the supply limit here? 11? Okay. We'll go ahead and we'll make sure that we leave 11 troops there, and the rest of them can move back over to here. All right, so let's start building a spy network on you. You have allied just Vern. That's actually kind of good for us. Just Vern as an ally is probably best case scenario. We're going to build 2 more heavies. 4 heavies should be enough. Should be enough to help us along our way. I hope. Because I have not tested this. This is kind of a hypothetical opening strategy. And so I really hope it works. Because try number 1. Try number 1. Oh, you see that? Viacok just moved some boats. I want to try and pick off these boats. But again, I can't just be having my sailors out here because we need to recover them for our future battles. And we have to use them to repair. So we'll keep them in as long as we can. Now, I don't know if my mission tree gets me claims on... yes, subjugation CB on Krathenor. That is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, if our navy is 90% the size of a force limit, and if Port Jahair is 25 development. All right, well, we're definitely going to have to do that, because we want to subjugate Krathenor. They're only allied to the dwarves right now, and then we can start to expand in Bulwar and start bringing this trade value in. All right, cool. So that is that part of the war done. The easy part. So all of you move back together here. And disconnect. Now, we are not going to... we're going to start drilling while we're at war here. And we're going to go blockade now. Now we blockade. We try and get Viacok out of this war. Oh, there's their navy. Let's go sink it. You know what? Let's go ahead and hire an admiral. Nice. Could use more maneuver, but that's okay. We will move in and hopefully fight them here. We will lose legitimacy. Yes, and that should be pretty much a destruction. Yeah, they ran them around, retreated away. All right, well, we have to just wait for Viacok to 1 out. That's the thing. Just wait for Viacok to 1 out. Because we're definitely full annexing here. Like, if I don't full annex, then Vern takes the land, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want Vern to have anything. I want Vern to be completely cut off, because what we want to do is build a fort here in these mountains and a fort here in these mountains, because that really, really, really secures our western border. And then we build a fort in Lorbit in these hills, and then all the Busilar is completely protected from all around it. It's very good. It's a very defensive area if you can get the provinces you need to set it up. But it does require getting there to set it up. Now we're going to go ahead and throw down some embargoes. Probably should have done this earlier, but that's okay. They're not technically our rival yet, but I think it's still worth. And we will rival them after this war anyways. There's our first heavy up and running. Very good. Building that professionalism and that army drill very, very slowly. And we just keep blockading. Yep. They're also a fierce negotiator, which sucks. We could try and let Viacok land. That might be an interesting play to try and farm some war score off of them. Sounds like a great way to lose manpower. And I would like to recover my manpower, if anything. There's my other boat. So 2 of our 4 heavies are now ready. And I want to be ready for this war when we do it. We're going to keep getting claims on all of Everthill. Or at least a decent chunk of it. And there we go. Boom. Our leader is dead. That is perfect. We're going to stab up. And I think we're going to stick with Ara to afford this early game heavy navy. Do we want to recruit a general here? No. We're good. Go ahead and just stop paying for the troops while at war then. Move up into our capital so you don't take attrition. No, we don't need state statutory rights. Thank you, though. Thank you, though. We're good. I guess one thing I could do is this. Yeah. Let's do that. I think we're going to be stuck in this war forever if I don't do that. So we will do that. We'll leave them in this province. We are the only ones that can access them, so it should make it a little bit easier. And reclaim Mount Connect is completed. So gnollish rule over Busilar ended 5 centuries ago when the Castinorians invaded. However, the gnolls remain a menace and hold areas all along the Connect, making them a potential threat, a cruel reminder, and a controller of strategic mountain passes. This cannot be allowed. We must reclaim the Connect. So we gain a permanent claim on the Knolls Gate area, which we already took most of. Actually, all of. Right? The Knolls Gate area? Knolls Gate area. Where's the Knolls Gate area? Oh, okay. So that's the Sagamber land. Gotcha. Yeah, so then it wants us to build a fort here. And then it wants us to move up into the Empire, which we are not ready for right now. We would not win this war. No shot. No shot. Not against Wex and all of their allies. Wex is allied to Laurent, Terre, Danish Temple, Corvuria, Gisden, Varane. We're going to have to find a way to isolate Wex. And it seems like fighting Corvuria might end up being that way. But until Wex is either not the Emperor or breaks their alliance with Laurent over something, we cannot attack into the Empire. It's just not a realistic thing for us to do. We will go ahead and accept here. Do we want to get rid of Knolls, I guess is my next question. I think the answer is yes. Do I want to spend the points on it, though? No, I do not. So I will not. Let's go ahead and rival Vern. Let's go ahead and scornfully insult you. There we go. Let's get another claim. And I think before we fight these guys, we're going to want a fort here. We're going to want to hold back Vern for as long as possible. We're going to claim here, by the way. Not because I think I could take it in the war because of AE, but that's okay. All right, there we go. There are our 4 heavies. That should be more than enough. More than enough to deal with any early game navy that they can throw at us. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and it's very, very strong. How many troops do you have? 13. many troops do you have? 10? You're tech 3 still? Halfway tech 4. I mean, we could be aggressive. We could be aggressive and try and rush our way across this gap. They have this fort fully maintained. I don't think there's any world in which they mothball that. Like, even if I move my troops all the way over, like, it's on a border with a rival, there's no way that they're going to mothball. They did mothball their capital, though. If I get access through these two early, then I could run around the top and try and jump on their capital early, and if we get a wall breach, we can assault, and that would get Vern out of the war. And we can block Aberthil from walking over with our boats, I think. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Army maintenance up. We're losing a lot of money. It's fine. We're going to go ahead and go indebted to the merchants because I already know that we're going to take loans. I already know that. We do need to hire a general of some kind. Boom. Not very good. That's right. We just need a general here to, in case we have to split our troops off from the mercs, we want to make sure that they can actually defend themselves. All right, go ahead and give me access here. And give me access here. All right, so you guys are connected together. You go into Mount Connect. And this is still mothballed, right? Yes, it is. So I want to arrive here on the 2nd of a month. That way we have the least amount of time that it takes to move from province to province. Yep, and this is a short month, so I'm going to move it in on the 2nd, and then we're going to want to pause on the 1st. There we go. Because you can be locked in, but you won't get black flag when you get there, as long as you're in your land when you declare the war. So now we declare the war for Stonegaze. We call in Vern. We go block this. All right, and we're going to walk all the way around here, straight into Vern's capital, and we're going to hope that we get an early wall breach and are able to assault. That's our goal. They could walk down to let their allies pass, but yeah, they're going to be dumb. They're going to be dumb, and they're going to go for the defensive edict. And you are not a mage, so you don't have any mage, like, siege stuff. Pick the military power. All we need is a wall breach. All we need is a wall breach. Come on. A wall breach or to beat this siege. But the closer this gets to here, the harder this war is going to get. If they're able to cross, it kind of complicates things, but I think we'll be fine. We're looking fine on sailors still. We are losing 1 sailor a month. That's not a big deal. Yeah, so they are going to be able to cross here, which is kind of unfortunate. So we're going to come and blockade here, because it's kind of useless to blockade there now. We're going to take that money. We're going to blockade Vern, just to get their war exhaustion up a little bit. Okay, this needs to be put onto a defensive edict as well. I can call in Arnanen. I will. Let me go ahead and make sure that they know, though, that I want all of this. Perfect. And let's call Arnanen in to help us out. All right. Hopefully they're able to do something. They also have Brink marches as a march, so they will be able to do something. Nice. We got Vern on a 28% siege. That is beautiful. Go after these 3K troops, and then we're going to carpet siege them out of the war. Here is a naval battle. We should be beating them. Oh, no, we're going to struggle too much, I think. Our galleys are going to struggle. Our heavies are doing fine. I don't think it's even worth staying in the battle. Just retreat. Ooh, there's not many places to retreat to. Go to the Lorbit. Yeah. All right, we take one of their transports. Okay. Yeah, they just have so much morale. They have so much naval morale. All right, let's quickly do this. We have to get this done before Vern gets that siege. Otherwise, we are in for a whole lot of war exhaustion, which would kind of suck. Kind of suck. All right, go ahead. Get Vern completely occupied here. 14%. Come on, boys. Hold the line. Do I have a defensive advisor? No. Hold the line. We need you to not get taken on a 14%. Survive the 14%. Vern is willing to peace out. They will give me war reps. They will give me money. Can I greed and get max money? Is it worth the greed? Yes. It's worth the greed. It's worth the greed. Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that. I deserve that 110%. 150, million %. I deserve that. Okay, let's go get our capital back. Don't greed. Lesson for you. Don't greed. Greed is bad. Greed is very bad. Very, very bad. All right, let's go ahead and sink Eberthil's navy now. Because without their allies, we should be able to force them back. Yes, very good, very good. I'm not sure where our... Oh, you all came across in tiny sects, right. I'm not sure where our allies are. You definitely have the access you need. We can cancel access here. Well, let me tell you what. That plan went exactly perfectly, except for the little bit that didn't go perfectly. Other than that tiny part of that, where they took our capital, it went perfect. No complaints. No complaints. All right, let's go to Lion's Pass. Let's go ahead and sink to Shaq's Navy while they're alone. That is Everthil's personal union. Though, fun fact, they are not the same religion. So, essentially, they're cheating. They are cheating. So, we're going to beat them. Okay, there's Arnon now. So, we can send this smaller stack forward. Hey, wait a second. Wait a second. Weren't you just over here? Okay, they're going to come fight us. Keep an eye out. Make sure they don't get reinforced. Perfect. All right. You need to come back in here. And all of you are going to cross. Boom. Now we don't get a crossing penalty from going on here. And we can start the siege here. I actually want to send one of these troops back. And then we're going to bring our better siege down here to where it matters. This level 2 Highlands Fort is, I think, more important to me than even getting my capital back, which sounds kind of weird, but it is what it is. Hapain would gain less local tax, more monthly autonomy, so it would be really just local tax on our capital. It goes down, which sounds kind of bad. We can offer empty promises, or we get a small tolerance decrease of half-elves. I think we just give in to the demands. It's fine. It's fine. We have enough money later on everywhere else. We have plenty of loans that we've taken, so we have plenty of extra money to work with. Right, you go there. Now, I do need to have 100% on my naval force limit. And what else was it? Expanding Port Jahair. Needs a dock and a shipyard. Ooh, okay. I'm going to develop that as well. We'll see where where Renaissance spawns. Preferably, Renaissance spawns somewhere around here. And we just lost our siege work. Well, that's very sad. He's also not very good at combat. So we're going to fire them after this war, for sure. That's very sad. It's very sad. We're going to detach blockade, and we're going to send the rest back to repair. Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. Because they are going to engage us. And again, they have more naval morale, so we have to be very, very careful here. They will sink our ships, even if their quality is not as good as our heavies. Their morale will absolutely decimate us and will lead to ships being sunk. So we can't be too risky, but we can take little fights like this. I really thought that 4 heavies would be enough, but it is very clearly not. Though I don't know if they're actually bold enough to directly attack our ships. I think they just attacked us because we didn't have enough out there. Oh, they are bold enough to attack our troops, though. Interesting. There we go. And then you can... Okay, I'm not sure what you're doing, but yeah, back them up. Oh, nice. Siege ability. Huge. That is what we wanted to see. He's now stuck on this island. Well, not stuck, but he's there. Renaissance has spawned in Anbennar, so it's gonna be a while till we get it. Now, we have a cool little thing about our nation here. When an institution spreads to Port Jahair, it will automatically go over and spread to the province of Brisson. Not very helpful for us because it spreads away from us, but it's just a cool little fun fact for you. We are missing our crown land recovery here, which kind of sucks, but I think the war is definitely worth it. We just need this fort to fall, and then that will be it. And are you going to allow me to do this? Are you going to get mad? Nope. No one is even mad. Nobody cares. Are you a historical rival? I can't remember. You are. So I'm not going to vassalize you. I'm just going to annex you. And then if I try and take something there, we're going to have to try and land troops down there. We may do that. Because having even one province near Catarata is good. Because look how weak Catarata is this game. Yeah, it's going to be a strong alliance in the game. Catarata has 33,000 troops. But right now, they don't even have all their land. So if we can get down there and kind of beat them up before then, that'd be kind of good. Also, expanding here, more trade value. Killing the gnolls. All good things. All good things. All good things that we need to do. Yeah, our war exhaustion is definitely going to be kind of high from blockades and losing our capital. That'll do that to you, but I think in the end we'll be all right. I do kind of want to go engage these 7K boats. Not 7K, just 7 boats. 7,000 boats would be a lot of boats. I think the blockade is more important. We will accept this royal marriage from Pearl's Edge. That is fine. Pretty good consort, too. 535, benevolent. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, 35%. No dice. We can go ahead and take Diplotech here for Inno. We're not going to get Inno for Miltech, but we're going to take it anyways. Unfortunately, our Magisters aren't super influential, so we don't get more tech cost reductions, but that's okay. Or sorry, not tech cost, all power cost. It's all power cost that you get from that. It's tech cost increase from their loyalty. Don't want to get that one mixed up. All right, now that we are Tech 4... Okay, they are Tech 4 as well. I was going to say, if we're Tech 4 and they're not, they're very dead, but they're very dead anyways. Cool. Let's go ahead and leave 1,000 troops back here. Let's go deal with these rebels who have a 4200. Wow, these gnolls, they sure do know how to have generals. Sure do know how to have generals. Wex declares a restoration of union on Istalin. Is that a mission tree thing? Because oh yeah, we're gonna lose the heavy. We're not losing the heavy. I don't know how you got that. I don't know, but that's kind of an aggressive move. He's fighting him alone. Kind of. I mean, Menabor joined, Des Moines joined, Vern joined. Oh no. Wex has to beat 3 OPMs in a Stalin. Now, a Stalin and Wex both start with powerful mage rulers. So it'll be very interesting to see who comes out on top of that. I'm assuming that Wex will, simply because of the numbers and the fact that they're the Emperor. It means that they probably have an inherent little bias towards possibly being stronger than everyone else in the Empire. I know, crazy thought, but probably the truth. All right, we're just going to go ahead and delete these mercs now. They're useless to us. The siege ability's gone. That's what they're here for. We're going to send you to loot these provinces. Okay, that one's fully looted. That's fully looted. This is not looted. Let's do that. Well, actually, do I want to devastate these provinces more? Not particularly. Because, again, it is a gold mine that I would like to get up and running as fast as possible. So maybe it's best if we actually don't loot and we go back to Lions Pass. When these guys are fully repaired, we might pop out and try and fight again. Deshak has 2 heavies here. If Deshak has heavies, then we should probably just stay inside. We'll drill, though. We'll drill, get some army drill, get some professionalism. All good things. My allies teaching things down, so we're good. Actually, I don't trust the AI. Send 1 troop. Send 1 troop onto there, always. Always put 1 troop onto a siege with an ally, just in case they decide to leave for no good reason. We've all been there. You're at 49% chance to get a siege. The AI dips out because they had 1,000 particularists rise up in one province that you can deal with for them. It's not a great experience, so let's just avoid it, yeah? Make sure that we get this done in a reasonable amount of time. Red Garvin's going to attack Scola. That's fine. That's up in Garudia. Not a big deal. Are you at war with someone else? No. Apparently there's another naval battle that's going on here. Between someone. Probably Bertuk and Keterata. Hopefully I don't come to regret saying that Keterata looks weak this game. I really like Keterata to be weak, so it can make my life easy. Friends in need. Pearl's Edge wants admin points? Sure. Could have some admin points. And there we go. Eberthil is taken. Alright, so they will not accept this. Because it's full annexation. If I want this... I don't know. They're going to have to give up before I do that, I think. But it's fine. We can just drill for now. We will take some war exhaustion, some devastation on our coastal provinces. We will deal with that eventually. It's not a huge deal. We'll be fine. Yeah, there it is. Wex forms a union over Stalin. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing for us. That puts Wex with a lot of aggressive expansion. On a disloyal subject for now. They'll be loyal, though. So hopefully that means that people start hating Wex. And hopefully Wex keeps expanding and making people mad. That would be the best case scenario. All right, you won't accept that, but you're at minus 11 for this. How much war score are they getting from blockades? Just a question. Pretty good amount. Almost 11 war score from blockades. So if I pop out here, and I engage these guys in a fight. Okay, we have... Oh, we almost sank one of their heavies. Okay, so that blockade is broken. Now if we can just block this blockade. There we go. That one's broken as well. Alright. That's good, that's good, that's good. Alright, we caught their ships out here. Perfect. 2 ships go down. I want to catch the rest of their boats. Their boats must go down. No more Eberthili boats. Eberthil does not rule the waves. Pay off our loans. We'll pay off 1, and then we'll go for the rest of them. Nice. Ship durability. That's kind of huge. Okay, go over here. These boats should be sunk if we can catch them. We're going to hold off on taking admin tech. Because we're going to core all this stuff up. Here we go. That's taken care of. They have no morale. Look at all those ships go down. It's a slaughter. A naval slaughter. There we go. And they will give that this. They have fully surrendered. So when we full annex them, Deshak will become independent. They will not be owned by us. They will be independent. So we want to try and own something useful down here that we can use as an advantage. I think beating the gnolls is probably going to be our best option. If you look, they only have 10,000 troops right now. We will have a pretty long truce with Deshak if I don't also take this. Now, Kedarata wants this stuff. Now, there are vassals down here that I can release somewhere. Oh, they're all owned here. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Deshak owns one province of Kasa, and Kasa has a lot of cores. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to take these two provinces as well. It kind of sucks because I want to take a province over here by Kedarata, but I'd rather release this vassal and not core this down here, and then we can reconquest on the gnolls, like, right away, pretty much. And then I don't have to core anything. We can keep expanding. We can forcibly transfer their trade power. It'll be great. It'll be great. Make some money as well. And just like that, our biggest rival is dead. We have taken out the Everthil. And now we have a foothold in the the Sarhal as well. Let's go ahead and release Kasa as a vassal. Boom. We will give them this province right here. I do not care about their religion. I do want their trade power, though. And you can go ahead and embargo my rivals. You don't need to be loyal for right now. We have a truce. Doesn't matter. There we go. And now, look at all these cores. Look at all these cores. Beautiful stuff. These gnolls don't know what hit them. Or they don't know what's going to hit them. Now, we do have 7 war exhaustion, so maybe we should just chill out for a bit. Maybe we shouldn't go immediately into war, but I think that's a pretty good opener for us. Let's start to core up everything here. I'm going to actually buy down this war exhaustion once, but we need to start the cores pretty much immediately. Pretty much immediately. Deshak announces me as a rival. I will rival Deshak back, because we will probably outpace them here pretty soon. And that is a pretty good Busilar start. Now, there are a couple of forts that we still need to build, obviously. We need to recover our economy a bit. We are still losing money. As long as everyone's loyal, almost everyone's loyal. Let's go ahead and just do one taking of the crown land before we go here. Otherwise, I will forget. I will forget. All right, go deal with these particularists. And then we should be good. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Particularists dealt with. We have 8% crown land. We're starting to get this all back. Everything is looking good for us. So yes, I think this is where we're going to wrap it up for the first episode. I think it's pretty good. 2 wars against the gnolls and another against Everthil. We've taken the entire island. This is the first episode, so the algorithm really likes the first episode, so you guys can leave a like. I would appreciate it. And comment down below what you are looking forward to in this run. Are you looking forward more towards the colonial stuff, or are you looking more towards building some kind of trade empire from Bulwar? I would love to know what you guys think. But that is going to do it for today. I would like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.